All right, everybody. Questions for Derek Shelton?
What was the main factor into deciding to go to the bullpen there instead of use Tyler Anderson at 77 pitches?
Well, the pitch number didn't have anything to do with it. It was the fact that inning he started to get away from his delivery. He missed an high and arm side with his fastball, and his arm just wasn't catching up. And that's a sign of fatigue right there. And then we had we had Davis with three of the next four guys being left-handed with the matchup that we liked. But for that, it was more the fact of where TA was at that point.
Shelty, your bullpen was so good early on this season, and not that, they haven't been productive now, but it seems like there's just some chinks in the armor or whatever you want to say. Like when things aren't going great for those guys like it was tonight, do you see any sort of consistent themes there?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about execution of pitches, and we come in and we give free passes out, and then when we're ahead in the count, we're putting balls in the middle of the plate, and you cannot do that. So that would be the two things I would really point to.
Is there anything else besides execution of pitches for Davis? I mean, he'd been pretty good, reliable this season before tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like, and you guys had a better vantage point than I did, East and West, but it looked like he was just missing off the plate against his arm side. And when you do that, it gives you issues. And because we weren't on the plate, we ended up, not getting those left-handers out.
I know it was kind of spoiled by how that inning went, but what was it like to see John Nogowski after just hitting to be able to get his first career homer right there?
Yeah, it was nice. We did a nice job building the lead, and John with the 2-run homer to give us a 5-1 lead. But it was nice to see because he's hitting the ball hard, and anytime you check a box off of something like that, it's a special moment for you.
Shelty, you said before the game it was all hands on deck, I think was the term you used. I think you've alluded to the bullpen kind of being stressed earlier. Is this just guys, like a volume of innings this season? Is there anything that's happened lately that has caused that? Like, what has caused the bullpen to be stressed?
Yeah, we were in better shape today than we were yesterday. But it's just a matter of the volume that they've pitched both throughout the season and then over the course of the last 4 days.
Is it Kranick tomorrow?
Kranick will start tomorrow.
All good? Okay, fellas, John Nogowski is here. Questions for John?
Hey, John, you've gotten quite a few hits with Pittsburgh recently, but what was it like to get your first career homer?
It's a pretty special moment, man. It's something we've dreamt about for a long time, and a lot of work went into it. My mom, my dad, my girlfriend's there every step of the way. So pretty special moment to get that, and meant a lot.
Did you know that you had it?
I knew I got it pretty good. I feel like I've gotten some balls pretty well in Pittsburgh too that didn't quite get out. So I was busting it. I was telling Joe he's going to be a triple out of the box. So I was busting it, but I was happy to see it get over.
John, do you remember what you were thinking or feeling? Looked like you were kind of floating around first base. You might not remember it, but it just seemed like some emotions there.
Yeah, I remember, we kind of went over some stuff in our work kind of this afternoon and before the game, working on some stuff that I kind of wanted to take over to the game and scouting report wise and stuff, and kind of pointing at Eck and some of the boys that were in there that we were working. It's cool whenever you go there with a plan and you kind of got a hunch or whatever it may be, and it works out. It's pretty cool. And for those guys to share in it too, man, because they're there every day working, and Eck's been incredible hitting and working with my swing and everything. So just wanted to kind of point at him when I did that and acknowledge that I really appreciated the work.
John, it seems like playing every day really suits you. Is that the biggest difference between your time in Pittsburgh and your time previously in the majors?
Yeah, it's nice not having a pinch hit, once every couple of days against a really tough righty reliever, and kind of sitting on it for a couple of days. I mean, anytime you're getting at bats off guys multiple times, it helps you. That's information that you carry over from your first at bat to your second at bat, and kind of helps you get in a rhythm. So pinch hitting's tough. It's tough. What Phil did tonight, coming off the bench, great at bat, hitting a double like that. It's tough, and it's tough to put up numbers. And I think that getting in there every day is definitely kind of giving me some rhythm and some comfortability in the box.
John, this is a little bit random, but yesterday you had a throw where I think it was Rojas running at you, and you fired it home to make sure that Caleb Smith couldn't go home. Have you always had that kind of ability to throw on a line in pocket pressure situations? It looked like quarterback-esque. I don't know.
Yeah, that worked out good. It was kind of one of those plays that it took a while to develop, and I wasn't sure if they were going to wheel them home. And it's not one of those plays that you want to, turn and look and then have the guy halfway and then you got to shuffle and go. So it was kind of get it, throw it, and hope it's online. And Stolly was ready for it. And I think he was a little surprised that he didn't have to move too much for it. But just any way we can save a run, right? You don't want to get caught off guard. And if it's an extra throw, as long as it's online, it's fine.
All good for John? Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Everybody, Tyler Anderson's here. Questions for Tyler?
Tyler, Shelty said that it looked like your delivery was the timing was a little bit off on the 5th and 6th. Was that something that you kind of identified too?
Yeah, I didn't, the 5th, not as much as the 6th. I mean, the 5th, some cutters weren't getting all the way in, but in the 6th, I just felt like for probably 10 pitches, I just felt like I got out of my delivery a little bit there. With that, just, not like when I say that, just pitches were non-competitive, like in the general direction of where I wanted them to go, but just non-competitive in terms of execution, which leads to that walk and then 3-0 count to Walker there.
Tyler, as a pitcher, do you sort of take, when that happens, when you're throwing non-competitive pitches, do you just sort of expect to be taken out of the game at that point? Or would you have liked the chance to work through it and stay in there and get back to finding your delivery?
It depends. In that situation, you always want to, but definitely understand in that situation why. Haven't pitched in 10 days now, and only threw 65 my previous start. So
Tyler, what was your reaction to that catch by Reynolds? You had about 4 months with him out there roaming center field. What's it been like to have him back there?
He's a stud, man. Reynolds is a really, really good player. It's offensively, defensively, great arm, gets good jumps. He's a special player. He's fun to watch, and I was fired up when he made that play.
Tyler, what did you do between those 10 days starts? Was it a sim game, just more bullpens?
Just bullpens, but I just kept on my normal 5-day routine and just did it twice with an extended bullpen in between there.
Did you have enough gas to get through that inning if he had kept you in?
Never know. It didn't happen. You can never say if you go out there and you don't get through, you would hope so, but you never know.
Tyler, what was working for you early? You breezed through the lineup, I think, first 9, retired the first 10. Just what was going right for you there?
I just felt like execution was pretty good, early on. Executed pitches where we wanted to, made good pitches, got through a lot of strikes, got ahead, and attack the zone. I feel like early on.
How much have you sort of taken pride in? You've gone at least 5 every start, and it seems like a lot of your starts are 5, 6, 2, 3 allowed. Like it's very consistent. Just how much pride do you take in sort of consistent preparation and then consistent performance when you go out there?
Yeah, I think that preparation, you always can control that. You can't control how things always go out there. But I just feel like, my job is to try to compete and give us a chance to win, the best I can every time. And usually that means trying to go as much as you can and give up as few runs as you can. But just, run prevention and pitching innings, I feel like are always going to help. But
All good for Tyler? Okay. Thanks, guys.
thanks, guys.